Shit, I'm on that main line. We keep it active, siempre listo when it's game time. I put that OT for the bottom, how we earn stripes. Like catching enemies and leave them in a past life. You por su lengua, that's the reason why they get sliced. They think they're tough, got the better and they drop dime. These fools are trapper, crave attention while they speak lies. But fuck the talking, ain't no evidence on this side. You're fucking with a straight demonio shit that don't hide.
What comes around, should we take flight? Nothing new, another day on this rough side.
But in El Vato, we don't talk, fool, we take flight. And when there's beef, fool, you know that it's on sight. Love and hate, boy, you know there's a thin line. Make the wrong pick and flat line. Make the wrong pick and flat line. We don't talk in the Vato, fool, we take flight. And when there's beef, fool, you know that it's on sight. Love and hate, boy, you know there's a thin line.
M.O.D. Entertainment presents G-Files.
What's good, G-Life? This right here is Orange County, the OC, city of Anaheim. Now, this is where we'll be starting covering the first of many of these Vatos with this name. Although people may like the movie Blood In, Blood Out, that movie did the name no justice. I don't know who they talked to about that movie, but real Vato Locos do not act like that. All right. These real Vato Locos don't be sucking no fingers. Don't be saying, give me some chon chon. And don't be saying, chewy, chewy my corn. No! None of that be occurring. These are the real Vato Locos. Yes, there is gangs with the name Vatos Locos. And no, Miklo and Gallo Negro and Crucito are not their OGs. Although those were fictional, these are real barrios. Now, we have the Anaheim Vatos Locos. Anaheim Vatos Locos has already been right here for a cool minute. A well-known barrio within Anaheim. You know what I mean? You definitely see them up. They have AVLS, how you see it up. The Anaheim Vatos Locos, their turf is from Wilshire Avenue. From Wilshire Avenue all the way to Pearl Street. From Pearl Street all the way to West Street, and back down to where Lincoln's at. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their barrio. Throughout Pearl, throughout Diamond, obviously, throughout those back ends is what you consider their barrio. You know, it's a small chunk of territory, but nonetheless, homie, don't get it twisted. You caught slipping right here. Man, it's on and cracking. Like I said, these are real Vatos Locos, and just one out of many of the bunch. They're an average-sized neighborhood right here. Been holding it down right here in Anaheim. Well-respected, and continue to put theirs on the map. Still, right here, remaining in the OC, this is the area that's known as Placentia. Placentia does have a Vatos Locos gang as well, so very close to the Anaheim Vatos Locos. Placentia Vatos Locos is right here, obviously in this in Placentia. Their barrio is a little bit more extended. Their barrio is a little bit more bigger. You know what I'm saying? Another neighborhood that's well known in this area, old school barrio. This is an old one right here, homie. These Vatos, you know, are well known within this area. They're on Placentia Avenue all the way to Madison Avenue all the way to Kramer Boulevard, and then all the way to Crowther Avenue. I think that's how you pronounce it. Crowther Avenue. So everything that's in the middle is their barrio. So throughout Chapman, throughout Central Street, throughout Primrose, throughout Ruby Drive, throughout Brantford Avenue, close to the Parque, obviously. All of that is their territory. Well known, like I said, well known barrio. They got shit on lockdown over here, homie. These guys ain't no joke. They definitely be putting Placentia Vatos Locos on the map. Although you see it up like Placentia, it's Placentia Vatos Locos. That's the name of their barrio, and they've been right here representing and continue to still put theirs on the map. Now, here's another one, but this one's a little bit more of the smaller one. For this one, we right here in the city of Compton. Compton is also an area where you can find the Vatos Locos, which is the Compton Varrio Vatos Locos. Now, don't confuse it with the Compton Varrio Locos. This is Compton Varrio Vatos Locos. So it's written CVVL13 or VLC. You know, so that's CVLC. Also, it's how you see it up. But yeah, that is the barrio that's known as Compton Varrio Vatos Locos. Roughly a small neighborhood. Started in the 90s in Compton High School. You know, they were supposed to be a clique off of Avalon. Decided to do their own thing. And ever since then, you know, been putting theirs on the map. And like I said, roughly a more smaller neighborhood. I was told that this neighborhood is roughly only like about 30 heads. But nonetheless, homie, they have their riders. They be representing, holding it down. They ain't no suckers. And continue to still put theirs on the map for that Compton Varrio Vatos Locos. And right here in the city of Compton. And another area where you can find the Vatos Locos Varrio of the homeboys is in this area. This area is known as Madera. Madera has been up in Northern California. You know, so upstate homies have a barrio up there that's called Vatos Locos Mexicanos. That's the name of their barrio, the Vatos Locos up there. They've been up there since the mid to late 90s is when they were established. The biggest southern homeboy barrio up there in that place of Madera, you know, because there's several other upstate homeboys, but I would say the Vatos Locos is definitely the largest one out of all the bunch. They definitely have homies that put it down, you know, homies busted, that homies that do real things, you know what I'm saying? Even though I am saying large, they're still small overall. You know, roughly 80 to 100 heads max, I was told. So, you know, mostly like maybe in the 70s, 80s, roughly around there. But for it being up there, it's a large neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So they definitely handle business, put theirs on the map for the Vatos Locos Mexicanos and, you know, represent. And this area right here is the area in the IE, the Inland Empire, known as the Alta Loma area. Now, the Alta Loma is roughly it's a little small area, but this is where you could find the next of the Vatos Locos neighborhood, which is the Alta Loma Vatos Locos. Alta Loma Vatos Locos. Yes, Alta Loma does have barrios. Even though it's roughly a small neighborhood, nonetheless, it's a real barrio, you know what I mean? And you can find them on Amethyst Avenue. I think that's how you pronounce it. On Amethyst, on Loma Vista Street. On Loma Vista Street is the heart of their hood, their dojo, their domain. That's where it really goes down. You know what I mean? But their whole entire neighborhood is Amethyst to 19th Street to Archibald Avenue, all the way it extends to where Pacific Trail's at. So that all of that is considered their barrio. Everything that's in the middle, from Camden to obviously Monta Vista was the heart of their hood, through Vista Drive, through Glen, through Sierra, through Main Street, through Sunset, through Main, to Hamilton, all of that is what's considered their barrio, where they be roaming around. But Monta Vista Street, that's their dojo. That's why you even see it sometimes written up también, Monta Vista Street. But the barrio is Alta Loma Vatos Locos. They've been right here already for a cool minute, been putting theirs on the map. Like I said, roughly a small barrio. I was told roughly about only like 40 to 50, 60 heads por allí. So never been large, but nonetheless, a barrio you hear about, barrio that puts it down and continue to represent theirs for their barrio and putting theirs on the map. And while we're maintaining within this area, we might as well keep staying right here in the Inland Empire, where we could find the next Vatos Locos neighborhood. Now for this one, we'll have to travel and make our way down to close to the city of Paris to find the next of the Vatos Locos neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're all over the place. And right here in Romoland is where you can find the next Vatos Locos neighborhood, which is the Romoland Vatos Locos. Obviously located right here on Romoland. Their barrio is what's from Watson all the way to Sherman Road all the way to Ethnic Road all the way to Antelope Road. So everything that's in the middle is their barrio. But on 3rd Street, that's their domain. That's their dojo. That's right there. That's where it cracks. You know what I mean? On 3rd. Watson and Antelope, where it all meets up. Right there on Third, that's their domain, their dojo. So what's Third? What's Washington, Jefferson, Adam, Monroe, all of that. Jackson, Harrison, Second, Taylor, all of that is what's considered their barrio, all the way to First. You know what I'm saying? So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their barrio. You could even find them close to the Elsinore Park as well. It's a pretty decent chunk of territory that they call theirs, and they've been right here since the 90s, late 90s, but nonetheless still represented, put on the map for them. But that's what's up with the Romoland Vatos Locos. And now, to find the next of the Vatos Locos neighborhood, we're gonna still staying here in the Inland Empire. There's several barrios within the Inland Empire that holds the title to this name. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. And so now we're gonna be making our way to right here, to the beautiful area known as Lake Elsinore. Yes, Lake Elsinore does have barrios, and not just one. They have actually several. Despite what people are going to want to say, I'm telling you, the recipes could exist for it to adapt to any area. And here in Lake Elsinore is where you find the Elsinore Vatos Locos. And yes, there is another barrio called Elsinore Young Classic, but they have no relationship with each other. Hasta pedo traen. This is Elsinore Vatos Locos, and their barrios on the opposite end of where the Young Classics neighborhood's at. You can find these guys on what's Machado Street. I would have to say it extends all the way to Lake Crest Drive. I would have to say that their barrio extends to Riverside Drive. It would have to head all the way to Lakeshore Drive. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered the Vatos Locos barrio. So was Joy Street, was Vivaville, Nashland, Raven, all of that, Villa Verde, close to the Machado Park, where they hang out, Parkview Drive, on Woodcrest, all of that is what's considered their barrio. Holding it down, because there's other barrios around, they have the cribs right there too, the Four Corner Hustler cribs that they share, their neighborhoods intertwined with each other. So, it be cracking right there, you know what I mean? Don't ever judge an area based on the way it looks. And these guys, they may not be as large as Young Classic, whatever, but nonetheless, they put it down for Elsinore as well and put theirs on the map for the Lake Elsinore Vatos Locos right here. And here we have the barrio VLS standing for Barrio Vatos Locos, or just VL Vatos Locos. They're located right here in Washington. They're a large homeboy neighborhood within Washington. Also in the surrounding cities is where you can find the Barrio Vatos Locos. I was told that they're roughly a few hundred heads. At least that's what I was told. You know what I mean? They handle business, they get it on and cracking, you know what I mean? There's also a bunch of barrios over there, you know what I mean? So it's not just like, it's all fine and dandy. I mean, shit be cracking. And the Vatos Locos definitely be representing for theirs. Real barrio, real homeboys, putting it down for the sur, and doing their thing, for the out-of-state sureños, and holding it down for theirs. They ain't no suckers, you know what I mean? And they be holding it down for that. Washington Vatos Locos right there representing. Now this barrio right here is known as the Puros Vatos Locos. Puros Vatos Locos is located in several locations, from Utah to Mexico to Washington to Oregon. Obviously, their grounds, their home, their main domain, their dojo is in Oregon. Right here in Oregon, they're a large set. One of the largest sets right here. Putting it down for the homeboys. They sport green and blue. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they get down. That's their get down. Like I said, there's a lot of barrios that use green. You know what I mean? It's not just only blue. I mean, there's several other gangs that use different colors. That's just how it cracks. You know what I'm saying? It just be going kind of like when Vatos be tripping out because 805 gangs and Orange County gangs use the star, and they're like, what? Why don't Norteños use stars? Like, no, that's not true, homie. He's been using stars since the 40s, my boy. Come on now. And same with the different color bandanas. But this right here, Puros, Vatos, Locos, definitely representing right there in Oregon. Anal suckers, putting theirs on the map and representing.